Hello, everyone. Welcome to day two of our Global Children Marathon. We're super excited to be back here today. We've got another slate of presenters with us this morning, and we couldn't be more excited to show you what they have uh, for us today. Now, I'm joined once again by Director of Global Children's School, Tatiana. Do you have anything to say, Tatiana?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to see and thank you for joining us. The first day yesterday went amazing. I just want to repeat we are here live daily, 10 a.m. And if you didn't have time to watch us live, you can always come back and see the recording. It's available on YouTube and Facebook. That's probably it. We can go ahead and start.
All right, that sounds great. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our first presenter this morning, Suzi Shelton. Hi,
Hi, everybody.
hi, Suzi. So, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and then you can jump right into your presentation?
Definitely. Hi, everyone. My name is Suzi. I am here in my Brooklyn backyard. I thought it was a beautiful day to play music outside. I've been doing music for about 20 years for young children, and I have a show that I've been producing on Facebook called Sing with Suzi, and you can see it any day at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I have 4 albums and I have lots of music videos, and you can find all of that on my website, which we'll tell you about after the show. I wanted to share with you some friends who have stopped by in my garden. And do you know what that is? That is a ladybug. And I have 2 little ladybugs. And I have 3 little ladybugs. Do you think that's all that I have? I have 4 little ladybugs, and oh my gosh, I have 5 little ladybugs. Do you think you can count them with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. And now let's count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I have a song to share with you about these ladybugs, but we're going to do a little snapping sound first. So if there's anyone who knows how to snap with me. Just like that. Excellent. If you can't snap, that's okay too. You can just get the beat on your lap, like this. 5 little ladybugs sitting at the door. 1 flew away, then there were 4. 4 little ladybugs sitting on a tree. 1 flew away, then there were 3. 3 little ladybugs landed on my shoe. 1 flew away, then there were 2. 2 little ladybugs looking for some fun. 1 flew away, and then there was 1. 1 little ladybug sitting in the sun. She flew away, then there were none. 5 little ladybugs sitting at the door. 1 flew away, then there were 4. 4 little ladybugs sitting on a tree. 1 flew away, then there were 3. 3 little ladybugs landed on my shoe. 1 flew away, then there were 2. 2 little ladybugs looking for some fun. 1 flew away, then there was 1. 1 little ladybug sitting in the sun. She flew away, then there were none. Little ladybugs, fly away home. Little ladybugs, fly away home. Uh-oh, here they go. Here they come. They're coming to say hello. Oh, they're wondering, where are you coming from? One, 2, let me hear you sing. 5 little ladybugs sitting at the door. 1 flew away, then there were 4. 4 little ladybugs sitting on a tree. 1 flew away, then there were 3. 3 little ladybugs landed on my shoe. 1 flew away, then there were 2. 2 little ladybugs looking for some fun. 1 flew away, then there was 1. 1 little ladybug sitting in the sun. She flew away, then there were none. Sing it! Little ladybugs, little ladybugs, little fly away home. Little ladybugs, little ladybugs, little ladybugs, fly away home. Swing it! Little ladybugs, little ladybugs, little ladybugs, fly away home. Little ladybugs, little ladybugs, little ladybugs, fly away home. Snap it! Little ladybugs, little ladybugs, little ladybugs, fly away home. Little ladybugs, little ladybugs, little ladybugs, fly away home. Yay! Thank you for singing along with me. There's a little bit of construction going on here in New York, but we're gonna push through. I have another song for you that I wanted to share with you, my instrument. This instrument here looks like a guitar, but it's not a guitar. And you know it's not a guitar because it only has 4 strings. We'll count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what instrument do you think it is? Do you want to give it a guess? Yeah. What do you think it is?
Violin.
Oh, it's so close. A violin is such a good guess, but it's not a violin. It's actually a ukulele. Look at that. It's called a baritone ukulele. It's a very big ukulele, but it's still a ukulele. So we're going to sing a song with the ukulele. But oh my gosh, I almost forgot. It looks like it may start to rain. So I have my umbrella here with all the colors of the rainbow. We're going to do a song together called Raindrop. And I'm going to see if I can prop my umbrella here so you can still see the colors. And there we go. And let's see if you can hear. There we go. And I'm going to play my ukulele. This song is about getting caught in the rain. I really hope it doesn't rain here this morning. This song is also about spending time with your loved ones. I felt a raindrop upon my head. I looked above me. Here's what I said. The rain is coming. No time to wait. We'd better run. We'd better run. I felt a raindrop upon my head. I looked above me. Here's what I said. The rain is coming. No time to waste. We better run. We better run. And we went running down the sidewalk, tearing down the street, running past the pigeons lined up nice and neat, running like the wind that blew upon our faces, laughing as the raindrops came down. I felt a raindrop upon my head. I looked above me. Here's what I said. The rain is coming. No time to waste. We better run. We better run. Yeah. Raining, pouring. The old man is snoring. It's raining, pouring. The old man is snoring. We went jumping over puddles and tiny little streams. What started out as giggles quickly turned to screams. Shivering as the water soaked into our skin, laughing as the raindrops came down. I felt a raindrop upon my head. I looked beside me. Here's what you said. The rain is coming. No time to waste. We better run. We better run. Yeah. Raining, pouring. The old man is snoring. It's raining, pouring. Raining, pouring. The old man is snoring. It's raining, pouring. Better be safe. Oh, good. It looks like the rain has cleared up. Thank you for singing with me, friends. So I have one more song to share with you today. I'm going to put it right here. And this is a song about hope. This is a song about kindness. This is a song about looking out for each other. And most importantly, this is a song about feeling the power inside to do good into the world. So I'd love to end with this song and share this with you. It's called Can You Feel the Power? And I'm going to ask that you clap your hands with me and feel the beat. Just going to take a sip of water. Here we go. That's it. Can you feel the power? Power that's inside you. Let the power take you where you want to go. Can you feel the power? Power that surrounds you. Dig deep and feel the love now. It's time to take control. It's your choice to be only yourself, to be great, to be fine, to grow from inside. Let's go. For now is the time to spread your wings and reach up high. For you are the new generation of movers and shakers. Let's stop with the haters, be kind. Show all the world greatness can start when you lead from your heart. Can you feel the power? Power that's inside you. Let the power take you where you want to go. Can you feel the power? Power that surrounds you. Dig deep and feel the love now. It's time to take control. The world needs love. It needs joy, not pain. If we all come together to heal it again, spread hope. Hope in the world, hope in yourself. Every boy, every girl, go fly. Jump out and jump far. Remember your roots and be who you are. Make a change in the space. Doubt may live, you can always erase. Can you feel the power? Power that's inside you. Let the power take you where you want to go. Can you feel the power? Power that surrounds you. Dig deep and feel the love now. It's time to take control. Live your life with passion and fire. If you don't feel it now, then go get inspired. Don't wait and don't hesitate. Hate we can't devour. That's your superpower. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Power that's inside you. Let the power take you where you want to go. Can you feel the power? Power that surrounds you. Dig deep and feel the love now. It's time to take control. Dig deep and feel the love now. Dig deep and feel the love now. Dig deep and feel the love now. It's time to take control. Dig deep and feel the love now. Dig deep and feel the love now. It's time to take control. Thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of this marathon. And I hope to see everybody again very soon.
Suzi, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tatiana.
You gave us this great vibe. I just want to visit now.
Yay, come.
And such a powerful message in your songs. It's so important. We'll love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Jeff. Jeff is here with us, I think, but
yes, I'm right here.
We are gonna jump to our next presenter.
Yeah, we will go ahead and get right into our next presenter. Sorry, I was muted for a second there, but we're back. So our next presenter here is named Kristen Sharpe. She's from the Virginia Institute of Marine Science. So let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to Kristen. Hello.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
So, like we did with Suzi, could you just say a little bit about yourself, and then we'll let you get right into the presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Kristen Sharpe. I am a graduate student at the Virginia Institute of Marine Science, which is located in Virginia in the United States of America. And I am so excited to be with you all today and share my passion and what I'm studying and why it's important. And what I'm planning to do is a little story time. And throughout the story, I'm going to stop and show you guys some tools and also some specimens that my lab has collected all around the world to show you some of the things that we study in my lab. So the story that I'm going to be reading is called Sea Soup Zooplankton by Mary Cirillo. I'm only going to be reading parts of this book because it is pretty long, but I highly recommend it if you're interested in what I'm talking about. So I study zooplankton, although people at the Virginia Institute of Marine Science study things from fishes to invertebrates like crabs. But the things that I study are actually kind of like the base of the food web in the ocean and in freshwater systems. And they're really important because they are food for a lot of animals, including humans sometimes. But they also play a lot of roles in some of the nutrient cycles or things that are really important for other organisms to grow. So the first page in our book says, "Who's Who in a Zooplankton Zoo?" And size has nothing to do with whether or not you're a zooplankton. Zooplankton can be tiny or they can be large, like jellyfish. So I'll show you some specimens that we have. So this one I collected in the York River, which is right outside of our lab right now. And you can see that there's teensy tiny little white things in there. Those are microscopic little zooplankton called copepods. So they're kind of like shrimp-like animals, and they are the most abundant animal on the earth, which is really cool and interesting. But also zooplankton include things like jellyfish. So this is a type of jellyfish that we collected in the open ocean in the Atlantic Ocean. And then one of my personal favorite things is the giant pyrosomes. You can see that. So all of those little nodules on this animal are actually one individual animal. So similar to corals, they all grow together in a colony, and this colony can get as large as a school bus. So it floats around in the water, and the different animals, they all work together to live in a colony together to collect food and also to swim. So what are zooplankton? So plankton means drifter or wanderer. So any aquatic animals that are carried by currents can be called zooplankton. And currents are large amounts of water that move together in one direction. So currents are really important for moving heat around the world and keeping our weather and our climate the way that it is. But they're also important for moving things like animals, including zooplankton. This says, "Who are the ugly ducklings of the ocean?" This one right here is a baby shrimp. So this shrimp is a sand shrimp. And baby shrimp are almost transparent when they are zooplankton. So they're completely clear so that they blend in with the water around them, and then things cannot find them to eat them. But an adult sand shrimp uses camouflage, and it blends in with the sand underneath it. Except for marine mammals, almost all of the animals in the sea start off as ugly ducklings. They all mostly start off as zooplankton, which is really interesting. So I have a few examples here, one of which is the Antarctic krill. So that's what this looks like. So a lot of people think that krill are really small. They're actually pretty large. They're about the size of your pinky finger. And these are really important to the Southern Ocean and the food web there. So everything from humpback whales to penguins and even seals eat these krill. So they're really, really important. And those spend their whole life as plankton, but there's also animals that spend only part of their life as plankton. So that includes all of the eggs or young of certain species. So this one is one of my personal favorites, and I collected this when I was doing my sampling. But eels have a really special young stage called leptocephaly, which means flathead. And they look like little long worms, and they float around in the water. So many fishes and also things like squid and octopus, they all actually start their life as zooplankton, which is really fascinating. So if you like sea life, you probably think that zooplankton are pretty important. Next page. Who eats who? Adelie penguins and a crab eater seal eat the same food, which is krill. And my lab actually does research in Antarctica. We actually just got back on February 14th of this year. We study the zooplankton in the Southern Ocean and how krill is changing over time. And the word krill is actually Norwegian for whale food. So even though that's a whale shark, they do filter feed and they eat plankton in the water. And krill, like I said, are very important to the Antarctic food chain. The next page says, what is the fastest animal in the world? And that is the copepod. So shaped like a bullet with antennae, the copepod, which is a tiny cousin of lobsters and crabs, is for its size the fastest animal on Earth. So you think of cheetahs when you think of fast animals, but this little guy is actually the fastest animal on Earth. And they jump around. When you have a sample underneath the microscope, you can actually see them jumping here and there, trying to get away from you and away from the light. It's pretty cool. A speeding copepod looks like it's being shot out of a cannon. They're super fast. This page says, do zooplankton ever dive as deep as a whale? And I am here to tell you that they absolutely do. So part of my research is actually studying how zooplankton move up and down in the water column throughout the day. So what they do is to avoid being eaten by their predators, they'll move and migrate up and down in the water column. So during the day, they stay down in the deep ocean where their predators can't eat them. And then at night, they migrate all the way up to the surface and they eat all of the small little plant material that's in the surface waters at night. And then when the sun comes back up, they go back down to depth. So they can actually dive as deep as a whale. And if you think about it, based on their size of the animals, some of these animals are walking the equivalent of what would be like 18 miles for you and me to get their food every night. So that's pretty incredible. That's the largest migration by an animal on Earth, and they do it at least once to 2 times a day, which is pretty incredible. Can zooplankton really make a submarine disappear? They can also do that. So as we talked about that big giant pyrosome and the fact that it's as big as a school bus, in the early days of sonar, they actually thought that those were enemy submarines during World War II, but they were not. They were pyrosomes. So they saw them on the sonar system because they were so huge. And big masses of drifting zooplankton, like in this photo here, they can actually conceal things like boats or divers because there's so much of them in the water. And this page says, are there zooplankton you don't want to bump into? There definitely are. So jellyfish, they have long tentacles, and they use those tentacles to sting prey and then eat them. So sometimes people can get caught up in those tentacles, and it can hurt quite a bit if you're stung by a jellyfish. But for the most part, you can swim through a whole sea of zooplankton and never even know it. This page says, who are the ghosts in the sea? So there's a lot of really unique adaptations or characteristics that these animals have that allow them to live in their environment. And these right here are called pteropods, which are snails that don't have shells. Their name means wing-footed. So they have these feet that they use to swim through the water, and they're really incredible animals. And one of my lab mates actually studied pteropods in the Antarctic Ocean. And I have a jar here of some of them. So these are called Cleone limacina, and these are a type of pteropod that's found in the Southern Ocean off of Antarctica. So they're really incredible animals that are also really important to the food web in Antarctica. And many zooplankton are transparent, so they look like this little jellyfish here. And the reason for that is because then they can hide from their predators. So they don't want to be eaten. So the best way to do that is to be completely clear. Or if you're a deep ocean, a lot of times you're red because the sunlight, when it goes down into the water, the red light is absorbed really fast. So if you're red, you look basically see-through or completely black in the deep ocean. And then this one right here is a worm that's called Tomopterus. And I actually have one of those to show you guys as well. So this is a Tomopterus worm. This is also one of my favorite zooplankton. So this is a bristle worm, and it has lots and lots of legs, and it can swim around the ocean. And so when we preserve our animals, they lose a lot of their color. But when we were in Antarctica, we collected a lot of these, and they have a really nice purple color along the center and on their little feet. So they're really, really cool to see swimming around in the water while they're alive. And how do scientists track the elusive zooplankton? How can you capture something smaller than a pinhead or more delicate than a butterfly? And we do this in a variety of ways. So the first is that we use this. I'm going to try to get up so I can show you guys. So this is a zooplankton net. This one is a 1/2 meter, but usually I use much larger nets that are about 1 meter diameter, the top. So this is a zooplankton net. So what we do is we connect this to the boat, or you can drag it through on a pier or a dock. And what happens is this opening drifts through the water. It's dragged behind the boat. And this mesh size is a certain size depending on how small the zooplankton are that you want to collect. But all the water goes into the mouth, and all the extra water can pass through this mesh. But the mesh is smaller than the zooplankton. So the zooplankton get trapped on the mesh, and then they drift down the net and into what we call a cod end. So this cod end, we can then unscrew and collect all the zooplankton. So I do this once a month during the day and at night to see how the zooplankton community changes in the York River right here in Virginia. And the reason why that is important is not only, like we said, because they are an important part of the food web and also an important part of these nutrient cycles, but also because they're an important source of food for a lot of the animals in the Chesapeake Bay that rely on them for food. So in the Chesapeake Bay, we do a lot of fishing for recreational reasons. So if you just like to go out and catch fish for fun, or commercial or economic reasons. So if you like to eat seafood, it's really important that we have healthy seafood populations in the Chesapeake Bay. And so with my research, I hope to help the industry who go out and catch fish understand how much food is out there for the fish that they're trying to catch. So hopefully we can make better decisions on how many fish to collect based on what we know about the amount of food that's available for them. And so that's what I have for you guys today. I also have a few other really cool organisms that I just wanted to show you really quickly. So like I said before, zooplankton can swim down to really amazing depths. So sometimes we actually do netting in the midnight and twilight zones where there's nearly no light at all whatsoever. And so we collect a lot of really cool fish. And I just wanted to show you guys some of them because it's one of the most popular things in our lab to show people. So in the deep sea, because there's not a lot of light, it's really important that you be able to take advantage of as much light as possible in order to see, to catch food and things like that. So a lot of the animals in the deep sea, they have huge ghostly eyes, and they use these to take advantage of as much light as possible. They also usually are bioluminescent, so they can make light with cells on their body. And then they also have really big mouths and really sharp teeth, because it's really hard to collect food in the deep sea. So if you find it, you better hold on to it. So these are some fish that we collected. These are called hatchet fish. So they have some big ghostly eyes, and all those spots on their belly are actually called photophores. So they can make beautiful blue light on their bellies, and it helps them camouflage so that things are less likely to eat them, but it also helps them communicate with each other. So they can recognize their own, like, not family unit, but basically like members of the same species using those lights. And then this animal is really gnarly looking. So this is called a dragonfish. So it has like a little like hair-like things underneath its chin and a really big mouth with sharp teeth. And it uses that to collect animals. So this animal can eat things that are like 6 times its size, which is pretty incredible. And then this one is always the favorite. So this one is the anglerfish. So this is an anglerfish that we collected in the North Pacific Ocean. And it was upside down there. So let me just turn it right side up. So on the top, it has a lure with light at the end. so that it can actually attract animals to its mouth, and then it grabs them and eats them. So that's a really incredible characteristic that this deep sea fish has as well. So those are just a few really amazing animals that I wanted to show you guys. I hope that you learned a lot about zooplankton. One thing that I just wanted to say really quickly is that yesterday was actually World Oceans Day. So if you love the ocean, I encourage you to go online and look up ways that you can help the ocean. Take advantage of this week to really do things that can help our global ocean, because it's really important for so many reasons. And thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed talking with you all today.
Beautiful. Thank you again. It's such important information for little children to actually grasp it now. The earlier the better. I'm sure some of them already want to join the forces in your institute. And yes, yesterday was Ocean Day. I didn't realize that, but now we're gonna definitely look into that. And our children from our school, I'm gonna make sure we involve them as much as possible. How young can you be to be involved in some of that volunteering work?
Sure. So where we are, in order to help with lab going out on the boats to collect specimens, you have to be 16. You have to be 16. But we do have organizations on campus where they can volunteer as young as I would say 12. So we have junior counselor programs for summer camps. Of course not right now. Because of all of the issues with COVID. But in a typical year, we have summer camps on campus, and younger students in the upper middle school to high school ages can volunteer to help run those camps as well.
I see. So several years to prepare. My students, the oldest are 5.
Yes, read as much as you can. If you're interested in marine science, read and look into aquarium programs and things like that. Learn as much as you can, and you will be on a great track to becoming a marine scientist if you're interested in it.
Thank you so much for showing us. It's great to see actual things and kind of almost like touch it. Thanks again. I'm gonna pass it to Jeff.
All right. Well,
Jeff, you with us?
Yep, I'm right here. So, yes, another great presentation. And now we have one more for this morning. We're going to be introducing Shelly Admont. She's part of Kidkiddos Books, and I'm going to not do all the talking. I'm going to let her introduce herself. So without further ado, here is Shelly. Hello.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Shelly Admont from Toronto, Canada. I'm a children's book author. Today, I will read you one of my books I love to share. This book, what I'm holding, is written in 2 languages, English and French, but I will read in English only. And this type of books written in 2 languages are called bilingual books. And I'm really passionate about bilingual books because all my family, my kids, and I speak 3 languages. And I think it's really important to have an opportunity to read in different languages and to switch from one language to another, especially if you speak natively in 2 languages. And even the slogan of our company is 1 book, 2 languages. So let's start. I Love to Share by Shelly Admont, illustrated by Sonar Boyal and Sumit Zakuja. Look at how many new toys I have, said Jimmy the little bunny, looking around the room. His birthday party was over, and the room was full of presents. Oh, your birthday party was so fun, Jimmy, his middle brother said. Let's play, said his oldest brother. He took the largest box. There is a huge train inside. Look at the pictures of the 3 bunny brothers. Can you guess who is the Jimmy, the little bunny? Yes, how do we know? There's a letter J on his pants. So this is Jimmy. Suddenly, Jimmy jumped on his feet and grabbed the box. Don't touch it! It's my train, he cried. All these presents are mine! But Jimmy, said the oldest brother, we always play together. What happened to you today? Today is my birthday, and these are my toys, Jimmy screamed. The oldest brother glanced out the window. We better go play basketball, he said. It's nice and sunny today. The two bunny brothers took a ball and went outside. Jimmy stayed in the room on his own. Yeah, hey, he exclaimed. Now all the toys are for me. He took a large box and opened it happily. Inside, he found a rail tray and a new colorful train. He just needed to put the rail tray together. Oh, these pieces are too small, he said, holding the rail tray parts. How should I connect them together? Somehow he built the rail line, but it came out crooked. When he finally turned on his new colorful train, it got stuck on the track. Jimmy looked around and spotted another box. Now, Boris, I have more new toys, he said, and took another present. Inside, there were superhero toys. Wow! Exclaimed Jimmy. He started to run around the room with new superhero toys in his hands. Soon he became tired and bored. He tried everything. He played with his favorite teddy bear, and he even opened all his presents, but it was not fun at all. Jimmy watched through the window and saw his brothers playing cheerfully with their basketball. The sun was shining brightly, and they were laughing and enjoying themselves. How are they having so much fun? They only have one basketball, said Jimmy. All the other toys are here with me. Then he heard a strange voice. They share, it said. Jimmy looked around the room, staring at his bed where his teddy bear sat. The voice came from there. What? He whispered. They share, repeated his teddy bear with a smile. Jimmy looked at him amazed. He never thought that sharing could be fun. Jimmy shook his head. No, I don't like to share. I love my toys. Try it, insisted his teddy bear. Just try it. Meanwhile, the weather changed. Dark clouds covered the sky and large raindrops started falling to the ground. Laughing, the two bunny brothers ran into the house. Oh, you are all wet, said Mom. Go change your clothes and I'll make you hot chocolate. Come, Jimmy, do you want hot chocolate too? She asked. Jimmy nodded. Mom opened the fridge to grab the milk. Look, there's a small piece of your birthday cake left, she said. Jimmy jumped to his feet. Yay! Can I have it? It was so tasty. At that moment, his brothers entered the kitchen. Did you say cake? Asked the middle brother. I would like a piece, added the oldest brother. The father followed them. Is this birthday cake? Mom smiled softly. And there is actually a tiny little piece left, and there are 5 of us. Jimmy looked at his loving family and felt a warm feeling spread from his heart. He knew what he needed to do, and it felt so good. We can share, he said. Let's cut it into 5 pieces. All the members of the bunny family nodded their heads. Then they sat around the table and everyone enjoyed a piece of birthday cake and a hot chocolate. Jimmy glanced at the smiling faces and thought, sharing can actually feel very nice after all. When they finished, Mom came to Jimmy and gave him a huge hug. Happy birthday, honey, she said. The two older brothers and the father gathered around them and shared the family hug. Happy birthday, Jimmy! They screamed together. Jimmy smiled. Do you want to play with my toys? He asked his brothers. I have a new train and new superheroes. Yeah, let's play, shouted the bunny brothers.